Hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna do this entire video in my YouTuber voice. It's 2016. Neon colored sunglasses are in. Just now discovering KickChat. I talk like this. Vine, Flappy Bird. Is your iPhone jailbroken? Cool story, bro. Okay, no more YouTuber voice. As 2027 approaches, so does the extinction of the manual-only sports car. Whilst I don't really believe in performance cars being gatekept from those who cannot drive manual transmissions, as an avid manual enjoyer, it definitely brings a tear to my eye to know that the manual transmission will no longer be the star of the show for any models. Back in 2016, when this Fiesta ST was new, the Subaru WRX STI, Civic Type R, Civic Si, which was actually on pause for the year, Dodge Viper, Focus RS, and the Ford Fiesta and Focus ST, of course, were all only offered with a manual transmission. Back in this era, dual-clutch transmissions on cheaper cars were just not as common. Volkswagen's DSG was available on the new Mark 7 GTI, which was a brilliant transmission. Ford actually did offer a dual-clutch transmission on base Focus models, but it is fair to say that it was an absolute dumpster fire. This car's starting MSRP in 2016 was $20,970. Well, I shouldn't say this car particularly. This one is optioned out. You get the Recaro leather seats, which are about $1,995. The 17-inch wheels with brake calipers that are painted red for $375. Navigation for $800. Sunroof for about $900. With all the options, including the extra little trim bits I didn't mention, this car retailed for about $25,000 brand new. $25,000 does still go a pretty long way in today's market. You can buy a base model Volkswagen Jetta, semi-reliable, great on gas, comfortable, and will get you around just fine. Dare I say a touch sporty. But you cannot buy a hot hatch in the US anymore that you won't pay a novelty price for. Look, I hear you yelling at your screen. Inflation, airman, inflation. And I'll definitely give credence to that. Matter of fact, I'll go further and say you're pretty much correct if you did the math, because the modern GTI examples I gave are almost to the dollar amount what the $25,000 2016 MSRP of this Fiesta ST is worth in $2026. Well, guess what, Wagey? Your skill set is worth less than it was in 2016. Let's crunch some numbers. My skill set as an auto mechanic is worth 27.8% more than it was in 2016 in raw dollar value. That means my salary increased 27.8% since 2016. How much has the American dollar inflated? 38%. That means I, as well as you likely, are worth 10% less than you would have been in 2016. However, on the flip side, it's 2026, and that means you can buy this little nugget used with under 100,000 miles for $12,500. This is a true hot hatchback that is kind of comfortable. You can track it, daily it, do whatever. And remember not opening your phone to a barrage of people getting killed by FPV drones? Aside from the Ford quirks, which we'll get to, it's been pretty dang reliable too. In our wonderful volunteers' year of ownership of this Fiesta ST, they have seen some issues. The cooling fan wiring melted itself, the car does rattle quite a bit, the blend door actuator has failed, and the output shaft seals on the transmission have begun to leak. And without a big turbo, you also will not be winning races in this thing. This car has been upgraded to a larger intercooler as well as a downpipe to keep the car cool and breathing easy, but the small turbo is definitely a restricting factor. I've been in some large turbo Fiesta STs, and man, I will tell you they are unhinged. But without any major work, these cars are definitely more fun than they are fast. But please don't take the fun part of that sentence lightly. Man, they are fun. Does this have an LSD? No. I'm gonna power it out. I can see this being a riot on track. Yeah. Especially with the small turbo. Absolutely. However, for whatever reason, they borrowed the steering wheel off your local city bus. It's massive. I don't get it. I feel like manufacturers forget that part of the steering feel experience of a sports car is the thing you use to steer it. I'm looking at you, Volkswagen. No, you know what? No, I'm going to add that to the list of things I don't like. I don't like steering wheels that are too large or too thick. It numbs steering feel. I don't get it. Anyway, to sum it up, the steering feel of this car is a touch numb. It's definitely electric power steering that you would feel in any other compact car. Leaves a little bit to be desired, but I feel like that's pretty common with hot hatches. They've never really been known to steer like a rear-wheel drive sports car, say like an NB Miata or an E46. The shifter also fits the theme of the Fiesta ST. It's light and it's not very notchy, but it is direct and I'm having fun. The real highlight of the Fiesta ST can be found within its Little Tikes plastic interior. Of course, I'm not talking about the materials they use, but the wonderful seats they put in this car. These bolsters are like a hand's width deep, and I get why manufacturers don't often do this. When you make a seat this tight, you do kind of rule out your 200 and up club for most heights. But at 160 pounds soaking wet, that's pretty much a non-existent price to pay for the Airman, so I'm happy. Okay, tier list time. This car is an absolute hoot to drive and a really fun experience. The seats are heavenly, and generally I do really like it. As a daily driver, it's reliable and gets great gas mileage, so those are all my perks. The drawbacks are that the interior is made of Little Tikes plastic and rattles. Honestly, the touch points aren't all that great, the steering feel is not really there, and the shifter's just okay. The engine's good, it's got low-end grunt, but it's just not really anything too special. For all these reasons, I will be placing the Fiesta ST in the B tier. Woo-wee, guys. That sure was a long one. Anyway, bye.